I need to have it perfect. If I can just get everything right and have the perfect strategy, the perfect idea, the perfect implementation, everything will go right and there will be no problems, no mistakes, and I can just finally enjoy myself. Who's been there? Who's had this experience where they're like, I need to be perfect, and if I'm not, I'm a failure, I'm less than, I'm worthless. Like this is some of the things people experience. Welcome, Temple. I'm Dean Bentley, and I'm jumping on to talk about perfectionism because it's one of the things that I've got some juice here today, as you can feel, because it's one of the things I see so many people get stuck in, right? They're afraid that if they're not perfect, that they're not worthy of love, they're not good enough, and this often stops them from going after what they want because it's like, okay, I need to be completely perfect and then I'll be able to get everything I want. And that's how people operate. And we live in this day and age where, we have this social media. So you get to see Dean, he's behind a screen, and I get to present and look all good and fancy and all the things like in my hut. Um, and there can be an illusion that I'm perfect, that I've got it figured out, I know it all. And this is what people do. They project onto us because we only see a certain element. And then what happens is people start to believe that they need to be this as well to be able to create. They need to have it all sorted, every area of their life perfect before they can begin to help others. And I see this a lot in the coaching space, especially because most of you that are in the coaching space that are wanting to serve others, you'll be able to identify your own problems and you're probably really aware of your own patterns, your own shadows, your own behaviors that sometimes don't work, that sabotage yourself, or where you show up in a way that wasn't in alignment with your higher self, where you said the wrong thing, you made a mistake, or you said something stupid. And because of that, you can judge yourself and be like, I can't coach, or I can't mentor, or I can't facilitate because I still do these things, right? And that's the trap. Because if we pause for a moment and have a look at that, this is a layer of conditioning. It's conditioned into us from society that if we are perfect, if we have such high standards and we live up to them, then we will be rewarded. And this, it lives within the collective consciousness. It's like if you are perfect, think back to school and you get the ticks, you get all the things, then you'll get the reward and you'll be told you did a good job and you'll make the money and have the success because you're a good boy, a good girl, and now you're rewarded. That at its core is what perfectionism is all about. And it's keeping you trapped because you're trying to live up to un- unbearable expectations. You have no way of actually living up to them because these are your own judgments and there is always going to be more. So if you are in the service-based industry or you're just in life, it doesn't actually matter, but especially true for coaches. If you can actually come into relationship with your imperfections, with the parts of you that you don't like, the parts of you where you still sabotage or you still cry or you still have these experiences which are like, that was kind of stupid. I know better than that. Well, when you can have relationship with them and still be okay, still stand in your power, still be like, love yourself. And I don't mean in this soft fluffy, I mean like really fucking love yourself and be like, oh my God, despite all of that, I get love. You are a permission slip for other people. You are telling other people that despite everything that they have going on, despite their many flaws and judgments that they have against themselves, that they still get to love themselves. And this is one of the most powerful permission slips you can give. Because when people see this and you embody it of like, oh, I didn't show up the best like that. And you're like, that's okay. That's okay. Well, they get to tell themselves, oh, when they don't show up, it doesn't mean they're not lovable. It doesn't mean they can't not have what they want. It means they just get to be themselves, which is the healing we need for the collective and individuals. It's what we need to begin to change because when we can release this program of, I need to do everything perfect, we can let go of this burden of I need to carry the weight of the world on my shoulders, and we can start being ourselves. Now, this is important because from here we live from a place of authenticity and truth, and this is where we begin to actually have the impact, have the experience, help the people that we want. Because believe it or not, like the conditioning tells you you're not perfect, but you are exactly who you need to be. And it's the conditioning itself that keeps you limited and keeps you small and stops you from serving in the way that you're here to serve. So by beginning to take that off and reveal, oh, your humanness, your strangeness, your weird, like you're seeing me do a lot of hand fins and a lot of passionate speaking. I'm not perfect in this. I'm just being me and allowing myself to be seen in that. And the more you can do that, the more you give permission for others to do that as well, so that then they can serve in the way they want, that they can be themselves and they can let go of these perceived ideas of the reality that they need to be a certain way. Because that's a box, that's a limited frame of reality that people live within. And we're looking at how we can expand beyond that so we can have these broader awareness and broader consciousnesses so that we can create in the way that we're here to create. Because this is what it means to go beyond perfectionism. And when you do that, you'll realize how much possibility actually exists for you. So let go of your perfectionism. It's not serving, it's not helping, and just be strange, be you. You'll change your life.